Taylor, I can't believe you know this. They try to hit Herschel with it. They go, Mr. Walker, what about this report? You held a gun to your ex-wife's head, threatened her life if she were to leave the home. Y'all talk about that thing from like 12 years ago? he was legitimately like, well, come on. It was the early 2000s.
Yeah, come on. Michael Vick is living in peace somewhere.
9/11 was fresh in our minds.
9/11 was fresh in our minds.
That was 2010.
That was literally.
Get over it.
Yeah, that was his like point. It was like he wasn't like
he's like a 60-year-old man, and in 2010
he's and like he's star player in the NFL. He was in the UFC. He fought like a couple times. I think he was undefeated.
You think it's a CTE thing, maybe?
I think he's always been a slow-witted man. He didn't. I don't think he got. I didn't think he got hit that much. I think of him as a fucking star who just was. He's a hero here.
He's a running back, right?
Get hit. Even
I didn't know he was retarded.
Running backs hit back, right? So even if he's outstanding, he's going to lower his shoulder and push.
I didn't think of him as a CTE guy. I think of him as a dumb guy. Like I think that's the deal. I could be wrong. Maybe he was like smart as a whip back in the day, and now he's just like this. But like he's clearly
it could be true.
The job. So
I think I jumped too quick. Like when like collision sport athletes start getting a little odd. Like I almost always assume like, well, yeah, your position was literally to be the guy that like gets handed the ball almost every play because you're a fucking tremendous athlete, and so naturally you're
Occam's razor, right? All the time. Like when you hear that somebody's dumb who used to play in the NFL and doing some weird shit, you're like, oh, probably because he got smacked in the head too many times.
Yeah, probably.
How many times is too many though, right? Like I've gotten knocked in the head a few times. I know both of y'all have. Like
would I be here if I had?
I've never had a concussion.
You've never had a concussion?
You never had a concussion?
I don't believe so.
You never felt nauseous?
No. Kyle, we lost you there the last half of that sentence. But no, I've never hit my head and felt nauseous or anything. Like I've banged my head before, but like thankfully,
Kyle,
knock on wood, I don't think I've ever had a concussion.
We're talking to like Taylor here. Like he has a normal head.
Oh,
when right. Taylor bumps
you
heads,
always
the
wear
other
a helmet,
guy gets the concussion.
Yeah. See, like I am the concussion.
He delivers the concussions.
You think I play a sports game?
Yeah.
Get a concussion. I am the concussion. I am the one who knocks.
They base those new helmets off me genetically.
Your skull superimposed over.
Gave my brother.
We bump heads, and I get a concussion. That's what you think of me? That's what you think of me? I don't get a concussion. I give the concussion. I am the danger.
I fuck you in your ass. I've given my brother a couple of concussions, every single one of them accidental. Totally accidental, innocent mistakes. Would have happened to anyone. Wrong place, wrong time.
I've had a bunch of little pops. Like boxing, like little flash, like everything kind of goes dark for like a second. And you're on your ass and you pop right back up. Like, are you knocked out? I don't know. I don't know if that's a concussion.
When did that happen? Like you got hit, or were those like your attacks you sometimes get where you just black out?
No. I'm boxing. Like boxing and getting popped, and like everything goes black. You're on your ass and you're immediately up. I'm not laying on the floor. I'm just down and then up. Like, is that a concussion? I don't fucking know. It can't be good.
It could be. I mean, they don't know. Like every sport, like their concussion protocols seem to depend on how important that player is at the given moment. Like it'll be like, oh no,
after what happened to
that seventh defenseman, he got hit in the
they're
head,
gonna change that.
Take him out. Like
they ran that the Chiefs fucking QB out. That his name's spacing on me right now, but that young guy, he was in the
Via or something.
Yeah, the young guy who was in the Super Bowl against Brady last year and lost.
Patrick Mahomes.
They ran him out there like concussed as fuck. And that was a bad look. So I bet some policies got changed for regardless of
the Dolphins guy. He's usually right about this stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that might have. I think that happened recently. I think you're referring to that, but I'm thinking about game 2 or 3 of the year, like way back.
Was it Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
I know who he is.
I remember there was a big discussion about why he was even on the field and he was getting hit for the second time. Because I think it might have been one of those instances where like maybe he got popped on a Sunday game and then he had to play like a Thursday night game or something. It was like real quick back-to-back games.
That was Patrick Mahomes. That was Tua.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And he has the internet in front of him, so he's got to be right. I could have sworn.
And I kind of remember it like Zach does. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in any case, that's not good. But yeah, I don't know like what the level on concussions. I've been knocked out at least twice. Like one time was on a rope swing. And like I was on a rope swing where like it's a cable coming out of a tree and it's a loop at the bottom, sort of an upside down noose, I suppose you would imagine. But you stick your foot in that loop and you swing out, and it was cable that had been left over when the power company had put in a line. It was that thick stuff that's up suspended.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that would like hold a car up or something. Yeah. But I guess from using it as a swing, as it's certainly not intended to do, it like wore into over time. And I was like at the apex of a swing such that when it snapped, the back of my head just kind of continued on with a lot of force into the ground. And I very much remember being out and then opening my eyes. And how old was I? Or the swing?
No, the swing.
The swing was maybe a couple years old.
Wow. So people have been swinging on it for years, and you would.
I had been swinging on it. It was my swing.
Oh, okay.
It was going to happen to you.
No this was my swing. This is all on my dad's place. Like we built the swing.
Were you a child?
Oh, I built this scenario where it was like a semi-public place. At first, I thought it was going to be over a river. You know how there's often swings, where people play.
Yeah. That's what we wanted. Yeah.
Poor Kyle came along after thousands of people played with it, and it broke on him. But that's not how it happened.
So like growing up on that farm, like we would work in the mornings, but then with like the rest of the afternoon, it's like, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know. Like I want a rope swing. All right, let's fucking build one. So like we build it. Well, what's the point of rope swing if we don't have a pond? So we just build a pond. We've got equipment. So you could just build a little dam, flood this area right here. And now when we swing out, we got a little pond to fall into, and we'll just patch it back up with a bulldozer and let it go on its way later. You could just, I don't know, do little projects like that. And this was one of them. And that was definitely a concussion because I was knocked out. Fuck out.
Did you go to the doctor or were you just like, that was close?
No, I got up and was like, damn, the swing's broke. And that was it. I don't think we ever fixed the swing after that.
Damn.
I can remember.
Oh, and then when I came off that ATV, and that was 100% unconscious. And when I came to, I was having a seizure. And then I've had a couple of panic attacks where I don't know how hard I hit my head, but my head hurt when I woke up, and I was like skint up from falling on asphalt. So the problem is if you go completely unconscious and you can't break your fall at all, you fall weird sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen people get KO'd in the street and they fall down like a dummy and hit their head on the ground, and that's what
die.
Yeah, they die sometimes. Oh my! Well, I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna write it down so I bring this up after this topic. Yeah.
Okay. I've been knocked out twice. Once was in ice hockey. I've talked about it before. I was playing defense in a no-check league. I was kind of stretched out, trying to just disrupt the play. When you play defense, anything that happens that isn't what the offense had in mind is an improvement.
Yeah.
so just trying to sort of break up the play into something else. And big guy checked me hard. He tore my ACL in the same play, and he gave me a concussion, and it's got wrecked. And then another time I was a kid.
What kind of league was that? Before you, I hate to interrupt, but what level of competition were you at where your ACL was blown out and you were knocked unconscious?
This was North Carolina B League in beer hockey.
Yeah.
So how much time did that gentleman do?
I actually beat him up later, and he acted like it was a faux pas. Yeah, I healed back from the ACL. And I got maybe 6 games in, there's that guy. And of course, he's picking on all our smaller players. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I took a run at him from mid ice, but from your house, the width of it,
charging,
not the
from the parking lot.
And I drilled him into the boards, and then I started hitting him. And he's like, what the fuck? And eventually he goes down. You don't usually hit downed players. That's kind of when the fight
frowned upon.
but I'm like ground and pounding him, and he's like, the fuck, and I'm like, you know what the fuck you did?
Meanwhile, like the other volunteer refs, like, guys,
come on, shit. His kids, Woody, his kids.
Now you know what I thought.
I'm gonna cripple you.
Even though I got my revenge, it didn't feel like revenge at all. Like he did lost a fight. I was in like it took me months to recover from that ACL, maybe like a year.
Why don't you try to take
it was a big deal.
Couldn't you like target his knee or his ankle or something and like break him? Because I'm gonna be honest, like if somebody
probably not that good. I don't know.
Like, I mean, I could swing that stick pretty hard, I bet.
No, you swing a stick, you'll like go to jail, like the assault with a deadly weapon. I mean, like, and like, look, that dude who did that to Woody is a douchebag,
criminal. That guy's a criminal.
Like that is not what normal pick. If it is a hitting league in a men's league, which is already fucking rare, like it's meant to be like a shove them off the puck hit, not decimate them like you're like trying to make the Islanders or something.
Dude, I know that like. My dad used to play softball very competitively. They traveled around. It was a thing. And I know there were fights after the games, but nobody got like crippled nobody like came across the field of play with a bat or anything. Like I can't believe that he knocked you out.
It was a real big. And by the way, when I say he tore my ACL, I'm not like guessing. Like I went to two orthopedic surgeons and I was surgically repaired, but for my patella. It was like. He fucked me up.
That's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
And then the other time,
I would be real upset.
I was a kid. I was on a tree limb and it was dead. And I wasn't very smart. So I climbed out on the tree limb, like hanging on it, sort of back down, just like you would. And the way that it broke, like it didn't tip me down. It just boom. I fell flat on my back and my head.
Yeah.
And kind of came to afterwards.
Yeah, there's some kinds of falls when you're completely just let go, where you kind of have no attitude control. Like if you if you jump off of something, you have that sort of to work with, and you're oriented with that inertia that you're carrying, and our brains can work that out. We can orient ourselves in midair.
But I'm not a cat.
But if you're let go, you need that tail to start gyroscoping to get you up.
That's how I broke my other leg. When I was flying,
twisting it,
and it like yanked me in the air, like the wing. I was new to like launching in high wind like that, and it just yanked me up. And because of that, I didn't have any I didn't have any body control in midair to fix it and land in a better situation. So
I'm curious about your thing, Kyle. Like when was the last time you had a bad like pass out spell? Like one where like you banged your head.
I had a panic attack like last year. Yeah.
Okay. So you're on a good streak.
I have about one a year. Something like that.
Ooh, you got to slip one in. It's December.
It's
December 8th, Kyle.
You're in your own battle not to miss Christmas.
Yeah. It's like that Seinfeld thing where you hadn't vomited in 10 years.
Yeah. It's June 5th. It's June 5th. Yeah.
No, I would say about once a year, I have a full blown panic attack and like go unconscious. And most of the time, I if I can get to cold water and throw it in my face, I can stop it. Like it's like there's literally a timer that starts, and I'm like, uh oh, we need the water. And
he's like a baby sea turtle, just hunting out where the water is.
I need it, and like if I can throw cold water in my face, it'll immediately like arrest the whole situation, and we're good. But a couple times I've been on the way to get the water, and went down. That's what happened the last time. What happened was I got a phone message that I misread and thought that someone I loved had cancer, but it was really someone else's paperwork sent to me foolishly by an old person who doesn't know how text messages work. And that really upset me. And I go into this panic attack, and I'm running to go get the water, and I trip over my rowing machine, and I wake up with my head hurting, and I'm down on the ground, like in a real awkward kind of way, with like one arm under me and my legs like folded over each other.
So when you're getting the water, you're a little compromised on the trip.
I haven't even made it there yet. I haven't.
No, but
I'm in the hallway.
You wouldn't have
You're,
tripped
like,
over the rowing
graying
machine
out.
on any other day. You're
I went down. I tripped over the rowing machine as I was going unconscious. The same way I tripped over that like sunglass carousel in that Walmart while I was running for water. It was the same thing. I was having a panic attack there, and I was like, "Gotta go to the bathroom. I need water. I gotta throw water in my face." So we're having a meltdown here.
You should probably just sit down because it seems like you're just gaining momentum, like running to this thing. Quick, run to the granite countertops.
Kyle, how did you discover that water was the solution to this problem?
Well, I was having a sword fight. It feels very similar to so I was having a sword fight with my cousin when I was, I don't know, maybe 12. And he stabbed me in the arm with his sword pretty severely. And I had to pull it out. And when I did, it made sort of this suction noise in my flesh. And that like sent me into what I don't think I knew it was a panic attack then. I thought I was just like fainting from the sight of blood, which was a little embarrassing because I'd killed deer and stuff. It was like, why does my blood like freak me out? I didn't understand, but I was really just having a panic attack over the whole flesh sucking around the thing as I pulled it out of my arm. And he could feel the bone too. It was real nasty. And but I ran and I threw cold water in my face and I wanted the water for this, but I was so like clammy. I threw it in my face as well, and it just like fixed the situation immediately. I was immediately like myself again. And so anytime I feel one coming on, I just know that it's like a shock to your system. It sort of like reboots that fight or flight thing. It's enough to reboot it. I bet a good slap to the face would probably do it too, but nobody wants to be the psycho like doing this in public. So I'm looking for water.
Why did you backhand me?
Yeah, right. You were about to go down, dude. Dude, I'm just sweaty. It's hot out. I'm looking out for you, bro. Coof gotta calm down.
Everybody like
airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you're racing to it.
But I'll go full on unconscious, and it's some real Tony Soprano. It's just like it was represented in The Sopranos. That sort of like, you know, it's coming, you feel it coming. It's a process. It takes about 30-45 seconds to go from the first symptom to we are blacked out, unconscious on the floor, something like that. Like a timer has begun.
It seems so scary. I would not like dealing with that.
What would happen if you did just lay down? If you were like, oh, it's coming, and you just like, let's say you're at home in a situation where there's no embarrassment to be had, right? You're alone. Yeah. You just lay down on the carpet and be like, yeah, I'm going to do it this way.
It's scary. Maybe? It's scary and uncomfortable.
Okay.
You know, like
so it's not like sleeping, which is kind of fine.
No, it doesn't feel like you're falling asleep. It feels like you're being taken.
Because your heart's probably racing, like you're panicking.
It feels like your heart's pounding. You're cold and clammy. I turn pale, very, very pale, and then like I'm sweating profusely, but my skin is cold. And it's a lot like when you get a real severe injury or something like that. I look like that, like I just got fucking stabbed or something. But cold water will fix it right away, or I can kind of suffer through the next. It fixes it so instantly. I think that's what it is. I think it's just rebooting your fight or flight system and saying, "Hey, whoa, we're good." And
if you let it play its course, did the whole thing. Like I'm in this room right now, right? You could lay on the carpet and you'd be in no physical danger, I think. How long would it last? Would you be okay? Do you come out of it like fine, or is it?
I don't know, because I've never. I don't think I've ever gone unconscious in front of people, so I'm not sure how long I'm down. I just know I wake up
probably real quick.
Well, I don't know for sure. My guess would be it's fairly quick, like under a minute. Like maybe I'm only actually out for 10 seconds or maybe 5 seconds. But for all I know, it could be 5 minutes, because like
you got to check the clock next time.
Well, it's not like I'm like
yeah. Like, instead of water, set your phone.
Okay.
Stopwatch.
Like, I could turn my panic attacks into that movie Flatliners with Kiefer Sutherland. Remember that?
I have not seen Flatliners.
Flatliners is great. Here's one.
I was young.
Good movie.